Got to be really careful in areas like this when it's snowy and slippy, because that is sudden death. You'd be very lucky, man, to survive that if you fell down there. Right, I'm going to say this now so in the future you can clip this up. I will never come down here again, ever. Honestly. I often get asked in the comments, what app do I use for plotting trails and navigating trails? So I thought in this week's episode, instead of just telling you, I might as well show you. I'll go from start to finish, we'll plot out a little route, we'll find somewhere to park, and we'll actually go on that route and I'll show you how I navigate. So the app that I use is called Footpath, and it was literally the first app I ever used when going on a hike, and I've just stuck to it. I've tried other ones, I've tried the Hiker app, I've tried Komoot, I've tried OS Maps, I've tried All Trails, but for some reason I always go back to this one. So not only can you plot your own maps, but you can also just import GPX files from online. So when you go on the map, you can choose various maps, or when you go on the app, sorry, you can choose various maps. I like the Footpath Topo or Topo or something. You can also choose a 3D satellite, or you can go on the OS maps as well. So if I'm going to zoom in, I'm going to pick an area to hike in. So I know, as you can see on my location, I am already in Buttermere. So I've been eyeing up some Wainwrights that I'm yet to do, mainly being Dale Head, Hines Scarf, and Robinson. And we are here at Gatesgarth Farm. So to find that parking spot, all I did was type in Buttermere on Google Maps. And then I just had a look about, and I realised that these three mountains are quite close to this parking spot, and it is somewhere that I've parked at before when I've done Fleetwith Pike. So I've clicked on that. I have scrolled through. You can usually check by the comments or the pictures whether it's a good place to park, whether it's free. Let's have a look. £4 all day. So that'll do for me, that's fine. So I have been here before, so I already know that it is pound coins only. And it does say that there on one of these reviews. £4 for a day, cash only. Now I know it's not only cash only, it's actually coins only. So I might write a review and put that down just so people know in future. So once I've plotted where I'm going to park, then I can go back to the Footpath app. I can go to Gatesgarth Farm car park. If you press in the middle of the screen, right where the car park is, you can press set as start. So now it knows the starting point. So there's a few options that you can do with this. I could literally click on Dale Head right now. I can zoom in. That's the Wainwright I want to do. In fact, I'm going to click that once and I'm going to press that plus button there just so I can get it in a different colour. So we'll go Dale Head, we'll do that, and we'll do the same for Robinson. They're the three that I'm wanting to do today. So now when I zoom out, I'll always be able to see those three. So I can sort of gauge already by looking at this a circular route that I could potentially do. I could walk up that main road, up to Honister Pass, up to Slate Mine, and then we could bus a left up to Dale Head, follow it round over to Hind Scarf, whatever it's called, round to Robinson, and then back down towards the car. If I was camping, I'd probably think to myself, right, I'm going to be camping on Robinson tonight, so I want to be plotting the route. This is what I tend to do. I prefer it this way, so that I've got less hiking to do tomorrow. Obviously, depending on the time. If you've got loads of time today, you might as well get the bulk of the circular done. Unless you, I don't know, say if you really wanted to camp on Hind Scarf or whatever. So I'm going to hike anti-clockwise for this route. So I could literally now click on Dale Head, route to here. And then if you press that little man with the stick, that means you're hiking, or if you're cycling or car, whatever. Anyway, so I'll press that. There, it's snapped to the paths. It's 3.53 miles away to Dale Head. So that's actually found the fastest route to Dale Head using the available paths. So if we didn't want to go that way, we could press undo. And if I just press randomly anywhere on that path over there and press route to here, same again, it's going to snap to that path. So this is how I plot my routes. So like I did earlier, I'm going to press Dale Head, route to here, bang, snap. Hindscarf, route to here, or add to route, sorry, bang. Now you see there, it's missed this corner out. Why would I want to miss that corner out? I'd rather hike there. So I'll press undo, I'll press in the middle of that corner, add to route, bang. So it'll just save you a bit of time there. Add to route, hindscarf. I just prefer this because you can customize the route. If you want to pop down to May Crag, you can just click on it and just have a mooch down there. Next we're going to go to Robinson. So same again, I'm going to click on this path, this little curvy one. And then we'll click on Robinson. So we already know 5.83 miles. So if we were going to be camping on there tonight, then you know you're going to have to hike 5.83 mile at the very least to get to that destination. And then I want to work my way. I like the look of this path. It looks nice and short. So we'll go down there. We'll bend it round. You can just press wherever you want to press on the screen and press add to route. So we'll go there, follow it round, loop back to the car. So you can reverse that route as well if you decided, right, I don't want to do that in anti-clockwise, I'm going to do that in clockwise. You can press reverse and it'll just spin it all the way around. Now you want to go to the top right hand corner and press save route. So that has already named that as Honister Pass Loop. I usually call them whatever Wainwright I plan on camping on. So I'm going to call that Robinson. Save route. Now at the bottom we've got as ascent. So we know we have got a gradual, I say gradual, it's actually quite steep. We've got to climb all the way up the Honister Pass, which is hard enough in a car, let alone with two legs. And that looks to me like the highest point of the trail. You can see there it's got it in meters, and that is the summit of Dale Head. A couple other good things about this app. If you press it at the top right again, you can share the URL. So say if I want to tell a family member where I'm going, I can literally share that URL. They don't even have to have this app on their phone, but it'll still bring it up in browser, and they'll be able to see the full loop, as well as the elevation, as well as any sort of markers that you've done on here. And you can also export it. So if I want to export as a GPX route, GPX track, so if you've got a watch or a Garmin or whatever, then it's compatible with that. A few other things you can do, and this is something I always do, download offline maps. So now that's saved to my phone, so no matter what, if there's no internet or whatever, I can go on this and it will work fine. I can also click that to edit the route, or you can duplicate the route. So now, when you're actually navigating, you can see the pointy arrow facing down. So we'll turn that around. This is what I'm looking at right now. I'm in the corner of this car park. So whichever way your phone is turning is literally the way it wants you to walk, if that makes sense. I know it's hard to explain, but I'll explain it when we're out on trail. So now we've got that, I don't need to worry about that. So I've gone on Google Maps, I've clicked on Robinson, and I'm just going to have a little scope about. See if it looks like it's flat enough to pitch, which to me, already, that looks fine. Look how flat that is, nice little plateau over there. I'm not actually camping, but we are going to be going up there and having a look, see what it's like. In fact, I better get a bloody wriggle on, man. So, we've got us mountain, we've got us route. We now need to pack us stuff. Although I've not got my camping gear, I have got my massive rucksack because I forgot to bring a day sack. You are still going to need to take some essentials. So I've got a basic first aid kit, the same one that I take when I'm camping. I've got my down jacket, just in case, you never know. If I was to get stranded up there, hurt my leg or whatever, my full-on winter down jacket could potentially save my life until mountain rescue arrives or whatever. You just don't know, do you, what situation you're going to find yourself in. So it's best off to have some warm gear. I've got my waterproofs, or my waterproof jacket, because the pants that I'm wearing are waterproof. I've got a power bank and a charger. I've got spare batteries for the camera or whatever. I've actually brought the drone with me. Not sure if we'll chuck it up, but we can decide that once we're up there. At least I've got it. And then I've got woolly hat, gloves, my water filter. I've got a bottle of water as well somewhere, or I should have. I will have. Oh, a few snacks as well. I've got a bag of crisps, a few chocolate waffles. You might want to take something a little bit more nutritious. The basic stuff in my first aid kit are stuff like painkillers and plasters. I've got my electrolytes as well. Toothbrush, just in case I fancy brushing my teeth while I'm up there for no reason. And then that is about it. I am going to take my hiking poles as well, just in case. I probably won't use them, but you don't want to twist an ankle up there, do you? And if you do, these might help you get down that mountain. I'm also going to whack my mitts on straight away. So for hiking, I've got my base layer and I've got my Senchi. This ain't going to be good if that wind's blowing. It'll take all that heat straight out of my body. But I've got a feeling for this ascent, we're going to work up a lot of heat. So I don't want to be sweating too much. So now we've got all the stuff, we know where we're hiking, we need to go pay. Now remember, this parking machine is cash only. So, add your coins. Oh. I've just realised I've paid for 24 hours and I probably didn't need to. Oh, it makes a change to have a backpack that is so light. I'm not used to doing day hikes. Right, so I've got the app open right now. What you want to do is spin it so it lines up with the landscape that you can see. So the car park is behind me and the road is on the left. That's perfect. You can see the arrow facing forward because we're looking directly across the road. If I turn the phone to the left, you can see the arrows moved. Now if I spin that phone round, we're now facing in the direction of the Honister Pass. So as we walk, you'll have to come with me for this, that will move. So we're now walking past the car park, following it up. I'm not sure how sketchy it's going to be walking up the Honister Pass. The actual road might be a little bit dodgy, but we'll see how we get on. I'm a bit nippy as well, so I'm going to have to get a little wriggle on. So as you can see, as we're walking, like I said, that is moving with us. I know this might seem like pretty basic stuff to some of you guys, but there's a lot of people that have just never done this and they're not sure what apps to use, they're not sure how to navigate in the mountains, etc. And hopefully this video will help. Now we can already see, I've only just left the car park, you can roughly see the route that we are clearly going to take. We're going to walk all the way up this road through that valley and then we're going to cut left, and I can only imagine, or I can only presume that that is Dale Head, and then the middle one is sort of a little bit behind there, I can't remember its name, Heinz Garth or something, and then Robinson will be over there, and then we'll work his way back down. So out of all the routes that I could have chosen, this does seem pretty straightforward, which is good. Now hopefully you can hear me over that wind because there's a little breeze kicking through. Another thing you want to be checking out for when you're planning your hikes is the weather, because that is going to determine what sort of kit you need, whether you need micro spikes, ice axe, even full-on crampons if it's winter conditions. And the apps that I use Although they're not always the most reliable, I tend to use Met Office. Just type the mountain in that you're looking to hike up or camp on. I use the mountain forecast, and I use, is it MISC or something? MISC, I'm not sure. I can't remember, but I know what it is. I check all three, and then I sort of gauge it on which app says the weather is going to be the worst, and just plan for the worst case scenario. And then anything better than that is a bonus, really. And look at these views, man. This valley is sick. We've actually got decent weather today. Although it's cloudy, it's not low-lying cloud, so it doesn't look like there's going to be any clag up on tops. It would be nice to get a bit of that sun in my face, warm me up a little bit, but I'm sure this hike will do that. Now, the reason why I picked this area is because it is an area that I've been to before, and I've done a lot of the Wainwrights on this side, but I've not done any on this side. So by doing these three now, that's another three ticked off the list. I do wonder to myself, why am I even bothered about doing these Wainwrights? Because at first I wasn't even that arsed, but it's nice just to have a little challenge. It's always good to challenge yourself, no matter how big, no matter how small. And by challenge, I just mean it's a little goal to aim for, knowing that one day I will have ticked them all off. Obviously, I'm not in no massive rush, because there is times when I come to Lake District and I just do ones that I've already done, if I fancy going to a certain area or whatever. And there's times where I've gone to Wales, or I've done a more local trail, or I've gone to Yorkshire Dales or up to Scotland or whatever. If I were really focused on doing the Wainwrights, then every time I had the opportunity to come out hiking or camping, I'd be coming here and bagging them. But I try to get as many done as I can, whenever I can. Like I say, like today, I could have just gone home this morning. I thought, you know what, we'll go on a little route while we're here, up in Lake District. Because bearing in mind, I know this is a bit of a rambly one, it does take me 3 hours to get here. So it's a 6-hour round trip. So it does take a while to bag these Wainwrights. A lot of driving miles. So if I can get a couple ticked off when I'm just doing a day hike, it's worth doing. So I've opened the map just to get a little update. I'm going to zoom out just so I can see how much we've done. So we've not done a lot, obviously, because I've only just started. But if you find where you are on the gradient, scroll across, it'll tell you your elevation right now. So we're at 130 meters and we've done 0.38 mile. The real climb will start about a mile in, or about 1.15 mile in. If you want to bag your sense some free parking, there is a few spots just before the farm. You could actually do a little camper van camp there as well, I reckon. Nice view. I know I said I'd soon warm up. Whoa, falling over, Jimmy boy. I know I said I'd soon warm up. I'll put my foot on tripod so it doesn't fall over. But I just can't get past that wind chill, man. So I'm going to put this windbreaker on. Can always take it off again. As we get further up, we start building up a bit of sweat. But yeah, it's just freezing, man. Alright then, let's go. I'm loving the lightness of this bag. Loving it, John. Let's go. Another thing that I've brought with me, which I forgot to mention, is my head torch, just in case. You never know. This road is sketchy, man. Luckily, I've got a stand out and I'm in bright orange and bright red, because it is pretty much single track for quite a bit of it. There's a few passing places though. This road is actually insane, and there's no way this camera will do it justice. Just how steep that looks up there. I am tempted to try thumb a lift if I see someone on the way up. We'll see. I've not seen anyone yet. I've seen 2 cars come down, but none going up. Look at this guy, man. Bradley Wiggins doing about 80 down the mountain. That's all I heard. I presume he said higher, but I couldn't say higher because I was concentrating on filming, getting that little side drive-by shot on that. Size at some of these boulders that have obviously fallen down here, like double-decker buses, man. We've got another one coming down, but I can't think of another cyclist's name. When I came down here last year, at this very point right here is where I seen a car on its roof tipped over. That must have been a right nightmare. Lucky to survive that, really. Is that a little bit of wheel trim down there? Leave no trace, John. If you need a good leg burner, this is the one. I've been doing a good deed for the community as well. If I see any rocks in the road, obviously that one's not in the road, I've just been booting them to the side. Oh, you don't need to tell me, son. Woo! Some climb that, man. Right, I'm not sure well you can see that, but I've just arrived at the Honister Slate Mine. So the map that I plotted wants me to go straight on a little bit and then left. I didn't realise that at the time, but as I'm on the map now, I can already see that there is a left turn, and that is that left turn. So we've got the road, which is the blue one, and then we've got that left turn there. So that's what we're going to head up. Now I don't know how well you can tell on the camera, but we are at what is so far the steepest point of the hike. Now if we go on the map and we zoom in, if we press overview, we'll see at the bottom these different colours tell you how steep the gradient is. Anything purple is hella steep. So we've got quite a big steep bit on the way up, which we're nearly halfway through, and then later on the descent looks very steep, which is where the trekking poles might come in handy. So far we're doing well. We are about 2.6 miles in, and if you scroll over, it's 3.56 mile to the summit, or to the first summit. So we've got a mile to go till we get to Dale Head. Sorry. We've started to slowly get little bits of snow now as we're getting higher up towards the summit. Not far now though. And you can see on some of the far away fells, some of the big boys fully snow capped all the way around. Right, I'll use this as a good little example. So that's our location there, but the path is actually to the right. When we look on the floor, obviously you can walk on this stuff, but as you move to the right, there's location on the map, it's moving over on the app, and then boom, we are now on the path, solid path, you can see all the footprints, and then on the app we are bang on line. So that's how it works. So if you start veering off track, it's quite easy to get back where you need to be, because it'll just follow wherever you are. So even if you can't actually see a path on the ground, say if this had all snowed over, as long as you're following that line that you plotted out earlier and your location is bang on that line, 9 times out of 10 you'll be absolutely fine. When I came down off the summit of Ben Nevis, full winter conditions, pure whiteout, deep snow, fog where I could barely see in front of me. All I were relying on is the map that I'd plotted on that app, and I was literally just walking every footstep, just following the line. on the app, and that was the only way I could safely get off. Stunning views behind me, yeah? Isn't it nice when you're rewarded with a nice decent, I wouldn't say trig point, but I'm not quite sure what it is. Boom shanker. Oh, holy shit. Look at that for a view. Amazing. Fantastic. We're now at the summit of Dale Head. Another Wainwright ticked off the list. So if we check the app again and we go in, there you go. Our location is bang on the centre of Dale Head. Right where we need to be. Now if we spin round, we know we're going to be heading in that direction, which is where the arrow is pointing over towards, what were it called again? Hind Scarf. So that's the next one. I am going to treat myself to some nacho cheese tortilla chips as we walk on to the next one. Can't hang about here because it is freezing. Look at this side of that. That just gives you an idea of how cold that is, man. That is next level. Whoa. Let's go. Whoa. Got to be really careful in areas like this when it's snowy and slippy, because that is sudden death. You'd be very lucky, man, to survive that if you fell down there. So slipping is not an option. Take your time, steady away. I can now gauge fully the route that we're going to do. So we are going to be cutting across there. You can see a little lower path and a higher path. We're going to be cutting right across and then bagging that one, and then sort of working his way back round up onto Robinson in the distance, and then we will be back down towards Gatescar Farm down there. That is the Honister Pass road that we walked up earlier. So because I've plotted the map and I've had a good look at the area and I can now see the entire route, I probably shouldn't need to be checking the map too much. As long as we concentrate and we can have a good view of the fells that are ahead of us, we should be alright. It is worth double checking, just opening the map every now and then, just to see if your location is bang on that blue line that you plotted earlier. And if it is, then you're heading in the right direction. And just like anything, the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. Jets are out somewhere. I can hear them, but I can't see them. Come on, you buggers. There's always more than one. Where are you? Whoa! Where are you suckers? Can't see them at all. They could have been in that other valley behind this lot. You can see Fleetwood Pike there coming down. Is this the summit? Who knows? No, it's not. Jeez. That is. Boom. Whoa, whoa, slippy shanker. Boom shanker. Another Wainwright in the bag. Heinz Gaff. Let's have it. Straight on to the next one. No messing about. And to double check we're going in the right direction, that is the path we just came up. to Bag Heinz Garth, whatever it's called. And then this is the path that we're heading down. You can just see it to the right of the path we came up. Perfect. It's also worth noting that you can use the app to find like water sources and stuff. I often search beforehand while I'm plotting the route, check if there's any nearby streams or out, and then I'll mark them on the actual map so then I can see them. Obviously it's not always 100% reliable because certain streams, especially in summer, might not actually have any flowing water. You can also find stuff like shops and restaurants, hostels, hotels, cafes, anything like that on there. It's got all the usual tackle that you'd find on a map. Same again, if you're plotting like a multi-day hike, you can look on day 4 and think, right, we're heading into this town. I'm going to set a little marker down that there's a koa or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just makes it a lot easier. Right, we're coming up to a little split in the road. So we can go left and all the way up there, or right and diagonal. So if we look on our map, we've got that exact split there, look, where we can go left, or we can follow it round to the right, up to the summit of Robinson, and then back down towards the whip. Woo! Get in! Look how cold that is. So that is Robinson in the bag, the third way round. So that is Robinson in the bag, the third way right of the day. Happy days, man. And now if you look around, we've got a path there, we've got a path there, we've got a path there, and then we've got the path that we came up. We have done 5.85 mile, and the entire trail was 7.85 mile. So only 2 mile left to go. And when I mentioned camping up here, I'm going to safely say that you would definitely find a pitch somewhere, because there's quite a bit of grass and it's quite flat in places, even if you were to just plonk it there next to the path. I tell you what, I've got a touch of the old brain freeze. It's actually giving me a headache, man. So I'm going to swap out the cap for a woolly hat. That wind chill, man, I'm getting earache and I'm getting bloody brain ache, man. Brain freeze. And that feels so much better. I'm not sure where we're headed now. That's why you check your map. No, this is it, we don't need to. I remember saying we bus a right and I can see the path. And then occasionally you'll find the path will be gnarly as hell because you've not done your research and you don't know what you're doing. But it'll be right, we'll manage, we'll take us time. It's clearly a path because it's well carved out, it's just super steep and not really much to grip hold of, which of course I make even harder for myself by doing it one-handed. But as long as we take us time and we don't fall into that fence. Oh shit, man, might have to be a bottom, get on butt crack. Hold on. Oh no, don't hold on to this fence. Fucking gaffer tape together. Why did I come down this bit? Because that's the route that I plotted. Oh, this is funny. Just makes an interesting end to the route. I say end, I thought I was nearly at bottom, but cars are looking like little dots. Tiny little pieces down there. I've still got tomato soup on my mind for some reason. I think I'm going to have that when I get home later on. Oh yes, it's... Woohoo! Sit down, son. It's levelled out a bit now. Not levelled out, but it's less gnarly. Still as steep, but more manageable. Steady away, lad. I tell you what, I'm glad we decided to do the route in the direction that we did, because coming up this way would have been absolutely awful. It's been relentless, man, honestly. Proper steep descent all the way down. But we're not too far off now, I don't think. I keep thinking that, and then I look and I see a car down at the bottom, and they're still microscopic. But we're getting there. We ain't got a lot of mileage left. I think it could literally be 1 mile. Just over 1 mile. We're at 6.8 mile and it's 7.85. So we're getting there. Some of the steepest steps in the world, them right there. Oh yeah. Clear skies coming out now. Now it's home time, yeah? Right, I'm going to say this now so in the future you can clip this up. I will never come down here again, ever. Honestly. No chance. Robinson, 1.25 mile. I wouldn't bother, mate. I would not bother. Shocker of a path, that. We are now back, walking along the road. Not far at all now till we get to the car park. And there we are. What a lovely sight to see. I ain't quite seen the Volvo yet, but I'm sure she'll be peeking round the corner any second now. Let's have a look. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, there it is. Top corner. Yes, there we are, back at the whip, safe and sound after another successful hike. I know this video has not been like my usual style video, but it's been nice to just go out on a day hike, bag some Wainwrights, and hopefully some people might have found some use out of it as well. Obviously this isn't a sponsored video or anything like that, I just rate the app. So if you've liked the video, smash that thumbs up button, drop a comment, let me know what you think. Hit subscribe if you're not done already. Check out the merch over on goodblokeoutdoors.com. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace out in a bit.